Good day. My name is Ron Young. I'm a classroom teacher and administrator of 36 years, and this last year I've had the incredible honor of being on the task force for teaching excellence. And as such, I'm producing a series of YouTube videos providing some background and context to each of the recommendations, the 25 recommendations the panel has put forth. Now today I'd like to focus on recommendation 21, maintenance of certification. This is definitely the most controversial of all of the 25 recommendations that have been put forth. And I think it's really important to note that one of the first things that the panel did is looked at the certification process in virtually every other profession that exists in the province, and analyzed the way that professionals are certified and the frequency with which they are their certification is maintained. And we saw numerous examples. Engineers, for instance, lose their certification virtually when they stop working for any period of time and have to go through a recertification process. And we don't want that. We didn't want to come up with a cumbersome maintenance or recertification process, but we determined that some sort of maintenance of certification was necessary to provide the assurance that that professional growth and currency is happening. And so our current situation, where at the end of the second year in the profession, a person is granted certification for life, simply was not in line with any other professional organization. And be it accountants, dental hygienists, virtually every profession has a process for providing the assurance necessary to maintain certification in the occupation. And so we wanted to come up with some kind of process that would provide that assurance. Now, earlier on in our recommendations, we focused on professional growth plans. And if we go back in teaching, we used to have a cyclical evaluation process that was bureaucratic and not very productive. And we went from that to professional growth plans, because professional growth plans provide that assurance of professional growth in the craft. What happened was we discovered that in many cases in Alberta, many situations where we have administrators who don't read professional growth plans, staff that don't treat professional growth plans with the importance that they carry, that the series of professional growth plans is not really producing the results that we want in assuring professional growth. So when we're looking for a check that is used to maintain certification, I think professional growth plans is that check. Now, when we get into a situation where principals are not able to keep copies of professional growth plans, when professional growth plans are not arrived at cooperatively to ensure that they fit the goals of the school and the district, when the principal does not provide feedback at the end of the year on the progress made towards professional growth plans, we're not getting all the mileage out of professional growth plans that we could. So the idea of maintenance of certification is to create a dossier of excellence. That dossier of excellence is absolutely going to be centered around a series of professional growth plans. Because those professional growth plans provide that assurance of professional growth. And so and it very clearly puts an importance on professional growth plans for the teacher, that this is not only the professional obligation that it is now, but this is absolutely essential to my remaining in the profession. So the importance of professional growth plans is highlighted in this maintenance of certification recommendation. And so this dossier of excellence will consist of a series of professional growth plans. And on a regular basis, in this case every 5 years, the principal will look through that dossier of excellence and confirm that this teacher has regularly been completing their professional growth plans and working towards those goals. Again, not necessarily completing those goals, because sometimes we bite off more than we can chew, and those to complete that plan may take longer, but nevertheless that teacher has placed the importance on their professional growth plan that provides the assurance to everyone involved that they are growing and moving towards excellence. This recommendation is absolutely not designed to get rid of bad teachers. It is not a system of getting rid of bad teachers. It is a plan for moving all teachers, good and bad, to a better place, to a higher level of excellence. Because I personally believe that even the bad ones, and they're very few, can get better with the proper supports. And so this is all about providing support to all teachers, and to provide that assurance to everyone in the system, to all the stakeholders, that we're getting better. Now, one of the things that we would like as a panel as well is to have some sort of mechanism in this excellence dossier for the teacher to seek input from students and parents, depending on the division that the teacher teaches in, whether or not students are capable of providing some input, and that the teacher can use that input to work towards developing goals for their professional growth plan. So you can get input from parents, and then the professional growth plan is arrived at in conjunction with the administrator and the teacher, in alignment with the school and district goals. But all of that can happen in a relatively simple process that is not going to be cumbersome. Remember, it doesn't make sense to create a bureaucratic system that's going to swallow up principal time and keep principals from doing their job. That's not the intent of this recommendation at all. And so the maintenance of certification, I think, has been the one recommendation that has been most misinterpreted by people since the release of the report. I think that it's something that is just so simple that and it doesn't make sense when the argument comes back that this is all a plan to get rid of bad teachers. It doesn't make sense to go to a system that is reviewed every 5 years as a way of getting rid of bad teachers. Because if we're going to come up with a system of counseling those people who don't want to be in the profession out of the profession, the idea of waiting 5 years to do that is just ludicrous. So the idea is not to get rid of bad teachers, it's to move everyone along and to provide the assurance to everyone in the system, to students, parents, taxpayers in the system, that they are supporting an education system that is just getting better and better. Thank you.